Welcome to the Coins and Connections podcast with me, Cinquanta Cox-Smith. We're talking books, business, and of course, a little bit of bullshit. If you're looking for inspiration, motivation, or just a good time, you've come to the right place. Ready, set, let's go! Hey, Coin Snatchers, welcome back to the Coins and Connections podcast. Today, I want to share some tips for anyone who may be starting YouTube in 2025, someone who may not have experienced a lot of success so far and want to start fresh or go a little bit harder into 2025. I'm going to give tips based off of my experience and what has worked best for me and what I have noticed. This won't be a long podcast episode / YouTube video, but I am going to give you guys at least 7 different tips. So let's go ahead and get into this episode. So one of the first things I would say to do is to spend that first 1 or 2 years building a solid audience and building a solid rapport when it comes to posting. This is things like, you can go ahead and start posting, but also make sure that you're building a brand. Have your branding together on your channel, have your links together, your email address, have your description box written out with your top videos, with your website, how they can find you. Also, you can even post when you decide that you want to post your videos. Is it Monday, Wednesday, Friday? Is it Tuesdays and Thursdays? Are you doing weekly vlogs or episodes? Are you posting once a month? Kind of let your audience know. And this helps them to go ahead and say, okay, well, such and such posts their videos every Saturday. I have something to watch every Saturday morning. That is one of the best things that you can do for your audience. Give them those details. Let them know how they can expect to see you showing up and how often that you will show up. Number 2, I said, if you haven't already, decide what you want your content on your channel to be about, and then make sure that you're always creating some type of long form content of those types of videos. It is okay to pivot. It is okay to change. But one thing that is very good on YouTube, your audience is understanding. So if you are thinking about pivot, have that conversation with your audience via a video in the community tab, anywhere. Just have that conversation with them and see how they respond to it. Also, continue to make video content in long form and short form that is easily digestible for the next 5 years, no matter when they watch it. I always make sure when I'm teaching something, I teach it from the aspect of someone not knowing anything about what I'm talking about and trying to explain it that way and making the steps as easy as possible so it's easy for them to learn, to get, and to put into action. And so when I say long form, 10 to 30 minute videos are really good if you have that type of content to post. If you have even more content that you can post up to an hour, that's even better. But just know that your audience will get used to that. So make sure you keep it up. Behind the scenes are really good. And when you're like teaching things, obviously I started off as a vlogger and I became like this quick vlogger. I did 5-minute videos and I never really had an issue with it because I understand that my audience attention span was long. And a lot of times that I would just forget to record. So I never really always had that much of video content to share. One thing that I would say that was great for me when I started, I didn't edit it shit. If I fumbled over a word, if I wasn't cleaning up or whatever the case may be, I had unedited vlogs, unedited podcast episodes. Everything was unedited, okay? So I was just out here being super authentic without the watered down content. So that also worked best for me because they could see truly who I am. And if there was a need for growth or me growing, they were able to watch that as well. So number 3, create playlists for different topics that you talk about on your channel, or think about creating a series so that people can revert back to the original video. If you're creating a series, maybe you're doing a series about cleaning for the week, or maybe you're doing a series about shopping, outfit of the day, things like that. Whatever it is, kind of group those videos into one and create a playlist. Make sure that you're getting all of those links to that whole series or that playlist in the description box, so that once they see that first video, they can either keep clicking on the next one, or they can have it in the playlist and they can just watch it all the way through. Obviously, the first video comes up and then tag the second video so that it automatically shows and it continues to play in the playlist. 4, always make sure that you're using that community tab. When I first started, obviously we didn't have that, but the community tab is really good, where you can check the temperature of your audience to see who's really checking for it, what type of videos they want. I always ask questions about, well, what print on demand site you might want me to review this time? Have you used candles from this brand, etc., etc.? Did you watch this last video? You can ask questions. You can post sneak peeks, pictures, little quick videos. You can do polls, but just make sure that you're always promoting your channel. If you dropped a new video, drop the video in the comments, in the community tab, or in your last YouTube video. There's just so many different ways and little things that you can do to continue to keep your channel going and your audience engaged. So number 5, I say make sure that you're commenting back to your subscribers, getting to know them. And if they have channels of their own, which is easy, just hover over their pictures. If you see it's someone who's commenting all the time, go see if they have a channel, subscribe, watch some of their stuff, engage with them. You build a rapport by basically promoting across and growing together, and that becomes your YouTube, I would say, sisterhood, family, community, things like that. If you continue to support each other, you'll see how that grows. And then, they might give you a shout out on their video. They might put you on their top favorites on the side. We used to do that a lot. Number 6, be yourself. Trust me, people will know. They will sniff out that fake shit real quick up on YouTube. So authentic behaviors, patterns, be your goddamn self. If you always wake up in the morning with crust in your mouth, be your crusty mouth self, okay? If you wear glasses, talk about your glasses. If you wear contacts, if you forgot to pay a bill this month and you struggling, talk to your people. They want to know. If you on food stamps, tell them. I mean, I wouldn't, but there is a limit, because there's a lot of people who eyes can be on these videos. So I'm always pretty much surface, but when I need to get down and talk about something, it's normally business wise and not super, super personal. But to each his own, okay? Make the right decisions for you and your family and whatever is going to keep you safe. Because it is some people who be out in these YouTube streets that just will dig until they know your whole life, your address, your phone number, and your auntie and your mama know, okay? Just letting y'all know. With that, being your true self, come up with a tagline or a repetitive outro and intro that becomes your thing for your channel. So my normal name for my subscribers is Coin Snatchers. I don't know if it was always that, but somewhere in 2018 it became that, the Coin Snatchers. It might have been that before then, but yeah, they're my Coin Snatchers. And normally when I greet my audience, I'm starting off a video or whatever, I usually say smile for me, and that's become a thing. I've had people repeat it to me when they see me, so that it's like brand recognition. That smile for me is for my brand. That smile for me is what sets me apart from somebody else. I met a subscriber one time in Kansas, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I stalked your whole life," and I understood it. But she was like, "Smile for me." Sometimes I see people, they say smile for me, and it's like sometimes you don't even know people watch your channel, but they'll say something. They'll say smile for me or whatever. And you'll be like, "Okay, girl, you a subscriber." But, that's that consistency of something that I do. And then my outro is a variation of, "I love you more than I love this vlog video." And then I say peace. Get in the habit of doing a repetitive intro, outro, and eventually naming your YouTube subscribers. You can ask them. You can do a poll in the community tab. Again, that's something that we talked about, using that community tab. And then number 7, which is the last one that I have for you guys, just have fun. Hard work and consistency will take you so far when it comes to being a YouTuber. It is not for the faint at heart. It is not easy, but I will say that in the end, it is worth it. I am monetized on YouTube, and I have been monetized on YouTube for over a decade now, but it has not always been like just a straight and narrow road. There's been bumps in the roads. There's been times when I had to, get remonetized because I was lacking. There was times when it almost took me months to get the whole 100 payout. Like, it can be hard. Stick with it. I take numerous breaks, but I also communicate that with my audience. So the best thing that you can do is be able to be open and honest and communicate with your audience, and then also take time for yourself, reset, set boundaries, and then, just love it all. But I love the success that I've had on YouTube, and if anything that I could ever do is share, that's what I'm going to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick episode, and until next time. Thanks for tuning in to the Coins and Connections podcast. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave a review if you enjoyed today's episode. Until next time.